Stay strong and keep believing. There's a higher plan for every man. Stand on with faith, don't swallow today's distractions or tomorrow's. Open up your eyes, now it's time to understand. Every day's a chance for you to take a stance, yeah. And you got to get up, clap your hands, and make a choice, and take a chance, and do it while you can. Cause nobody said it was over. You gotta stand up in the name of love. Get up, get on up. No, it is not over. Even if you're down right now, get up, and take a stance. People, oh, people, reach for what you.
Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Welcome to Love Supreme Breathe. I'm your host, Quillen. The song we just heard was Get Up by Thurston Ray, one of my favorite important musicians of our time, ladies and gentlemen. You can find Thurston Ray on all streaming platforms. Today's guest is a U.S. Army veteran and prolific mortgage and business consultant. He is also a devoted father and husband who will talk about his interaction with the pandemic and how he remains hopeful and productive in today's crisis. So right now, like we usually do, take a moment to create a special quiet environment for me time. Turn off all your audio visuals that pull you to the outer world. And gather a paper or a journal and a pen or other writing tool that has lead or ink, not computerized equipment. The action of using either hand to hold something to write with evokes a more visceral experience versus tapping keys on a keyboard. Protect your sacred opportunity to commune with your highest self within. And now, as we begin mindful breathing, contemplate today's topic, which is what gives meaning to my life? What gives meaning to my life? So let's take a comfortable posture. Sit with our back straight, but not rigid. And again, slightly tilt your pelvis forward. Breathe. Now relax your shoulders downward. And as though someone was in front of you and gently pushing them back, just slightly roll your shoulders back. Gently and slightly. So they are back and down. And that opens up our chest. Okay? And then it allows the neck to elongate. So let's focus on our neck. Is it nice and loose, gently supporting your head? Stretch your neck if you want. As you're doing that, breathe in deep and breathe out long. Relax your facial muscles as you're doing this. Relax everything. Remember, this time is your time. Don't worry what's on the news, what's going on in the world. This moment is for you. Every Thursday, except next Thursday, we carve out time for self. You give so much time to others. Now this is your time. Relax your facial muscles. Relax your jaw. Allow your lips to slightly part to allow gentle airflow. And just keep breathing. Breathe in love. Breathe out 2020. Breathe. Now focus on any tension in your body. Neck, shoulders, arms, fingers, shoulder blades, mid-back, chest, stomach, lower back, and so on, all the way down to your toes. And breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Excellent. Now close your eyes and again slowly breathe in as deep as you can and slowly breathe out long. So I will demonstrate. I hope you can hear me. When you breathe in deep, it should sound something like this. And when you breathe out long, and you can do that using your mouth or through your throat. So again, breathe in deep. And breathe out long. Fabulous. Excellent. This time, let's focus on the foundation that holds up the rest of our body, our spine, and tune in to the electrical current pulsating up and down and all around our spine and back. The body does have electrical impulses pulsating in between the cells. It's giving each other instructions, excuse me, and instructions from our brain. That pulsation is what's alive and well in each and every one of us. So let's breathe into that slowly. Breathe in as deep as you can and slowly breathe out long. Do this two or three more times, okay? And then you'll return to normal breathing for about 30 seconds. Breathe. Excellent. Now return to normal breathing. And this is the part where we start journaling. And when you journal, keep our topic in mind. What gives meaning to my life? So much is happening. So much will continue to happen. But what gives meaning? What is meaningful right now? What keeps us going? What keeps you going in your life? What gives meaning to my life? We'll write nonstop, uncensored, grammar free for about 90 seconds. I'll tell you when to stop. So again, don't worry about how it sounds, what it looks like. If you want to draw it. If it turns out to be a poem or a rap, so be it. But the goal is to write nonstop. Write what's there on your heart. Okay? And you may begin. If anyone's just tuning in, we're doing our journaling exercise. We have about 30 seconds. Just write whatever is on your heart for that amount of time. Just write or draw, whatever is there right there in that moment. Okay, and this is the opportunity. Everyone, I guess you can continue to write, but this is your opportunity to share what you wrote or drew. The floor is open for a moment right now to share your reflection if you'd like. Then we'll move on to our special guest. Breathe. Excellent. I hope by now you feel much more relaxed and focused. So, our guest for this podcast today is Kashim Nivens, a U.S. Army veteran. He's a mortgage and business consultant and a devoted dad and husband. Let's welcome Kashim. Kashim, you there with us?
Hello?
Kashim, you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay.
We're waiting to hear some of your wisdom.
I don't know if I have all that, but whatever I have, I will give you. And I want to say thank you for having me on. Truly from the bottom of my heart. So
Oh, the pleasure is all ours. First, let me just say on behalf of Love Supreme listeners and anyone else listening and in our nation, I want to highly acknowledge you for being one of the warriors who protected this country, even as many of us experience mean-spirited and sinister actions within our own borders. You warriors protect this country. So Kashim will talk about his interaction with the pandemic and how he remains hopeful and productive in today's crisis and anything else he'd like to share with us. And then he'll stick around for a short Q&A if there are any questions for him. And the floor is yours.
thank you. Well, in regards to my service, is Black people have been serving this country even before it was a country. So,
Mm,
I stand in the tradition of those people, and
amen.
um, I hope during my time, I did not face nearly some of the threats and everything that some of those people before me did. So
Hmm.
um, definitely, I hope I did them proud. Um, as far as how I'm doing now and how I'm navigating through the pandemic,
Hmm.
I'm fortunate. I work in financial services. Uh, Particularly in mortgage operations.
Hmm.
What that is when people apply for mortgages, there's
Hmm.
typically two sides. There's sales and there's operations. Sales is, you know, the person who tries to get you to get a mortgage, and goes over the numbers, the rates,
Hmm.
and get you to agree.
Hmm.
Once you agree, operations, we're the people who collect all the documentation and approve the mortgage and do all the operational stuff. So I work
Got it.
and have been working in that area.
Okay. Okay. And what was your experience like this whole pandemic? Did,
For myself individually, I've been very fortunate. um my company, I was with my company for about 6 years,
hmm.
and I had already been contemplating kind of making a move and taking the next step in my career and everything like that.
Hmm.
I was working for a local lender out here in Florida,
Hmm.
and with the pandemic hitting, a lot of the large national lenders and things like that found it necessary to have their workers work remotely, and then um, decided for the extra help that they needed that they would begin recruiting across the entire US, versus for these small geographic locations. So
That's
it
interesting.
yeah, it opened up a lot of opportunity for me where, my job is particularly online, with computers and things of that nature. And so, it just really was a blessing, I guess, in some sense. But I know that, you know, again, our tradition here in America, capitalism, there's always going to be, with any sort of thing, winners and losers. And, it's unfortunate that that's kind of, the system that we have.
Hmm. Hmm. So it sounds like so and if you can share, I guess you were lucky to dodge the virus. I can share that I'm so far by the grace of God am lucky that I'm able to dodge the virus. I know people who got sick from it, but also they rebounded. And I guess you were in a position where you're a family man, so you had to take extra precaution, and so everyone is well. Yes.
Well, um, actually, I did get the virus. As far as the virus itself,
Oh.
work was going well, but yes, I got the virus relatively early on. It's a few months ago at this point. I want to say my birthday is in July, so it may have been around June. Um,
Oh.
yeah, we believed it happened through my wife's work or whatever. She was working physically at
Mhm.
a college at the time,
Mhm.
and so it was believed that it was one of her students. And
Oh,
yeah, we all as a family really came down with it at the same time. But we
wow.
were fortunate in that sense as well. Me and my wife had the worst of it. We
Mhm.
have two uh older teens,
Hmm.
And neither one of them, they have exhibited very mild symptoms for a day or
Okay.
two. Our smallest child, our toddler, she, didn't exhibit any symptoms.
Wow.
But yeah, so we were fortunate in that sense that it didn't get too serious. As
Hmm.
far as us two, we were yeah, I was very sick for I couldn't taste anything. It was for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, so I probably lost about 20 pounds during that time.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't taste it. Everything tasted like metal or something. Like, I don't know,
Wow.
like as if I I can imagine that's probably what it would be like to not have any taste buds, to not be
Hmm.
able to, distinguish between flavors or anything
Right.
like that. Just everything tastes like, newspaper or something,
Wow. Well, thank God you're here with us. We are blessed to have you. That was awesome. If anyone's joining us right now, we're talking to a U.S. Army veteran, a family man and professional. And his name is Kashim. He's sharing with us his interaction with the pandemic and other issues that he may have dealt with. So far, does it sound like he had any issues? That's rare these days, unfortunately. When you hear about Black men and what's going on right now. Um, but we want more of these kind of instances where our families remain whole, complete, and productive. Amen.
No, and I'm even before the pandemic, me myself, I mean, at least according to the data, my family and I, we were in pretty, you know, the higher echelons, as far as percentages,
Hmm.
when it comes to Black people. And
Hmm.
so, like with the pandemic, almost 50% of all Black businesses have been wiped out thus
Hmm.
far. And
Hmm.
with more rounds of shutdowns coming, it can be a lot more.
Yes.
So, definitely I know how devastating it is out here right now
Yes.
for us,
Yes.
uh, whether during the pandemic or outside of it, but definitely every time, we have any sort of issue. The last time we had the housing crisis,
Yes.
and that wiped out nearly 50% of the wealth in the Black community period in America. And that makes it very tough. So even as I was choosing my profession, as I was going through the military, and all this time, everything I'm doing, I'm kind of doing it with the sense of that in the back of my mind, that everything is so fragile and can be,
Yes.
gone tomorrow.
Any minute. Yes.
You know, especially in our community, where we don't have a lot of uh, wealth and everything to kind of undergird or weather big storms or
Hmm.
anything like that. I think
Hmm.
it's very important for people to be really cognizant of that and really
Yes.
planning. And it's not if, it's when. This is life, and things are always going to happen, things are always
Yes.
going to come, and some things some things you never know. It just so happened this time that I'm in the financial services industry,
Hmm.
and that is a service that's kind of booming right now, especially because the ability to work remote.
Okay.
And where the service industry, people who are in the service industry, have been completely eviscerated.
Wow.
And so but that just so happened because of the nature of how the virus is. It could have very well had been flipped around, and there was no there would be no planning for that or nothing we could do. But
Yes.
for those things that we can do, I think it's very important that we, you know, understand and realize and are always assessing, possible threats and trying to insulate ourselves any way possible.
Yes, I agree. So we opened the floor for people to ask you any questions. I don't see any questions, so it seems that everything was crystal clear.
All right.
And so I'm sorry, say it again.
No, I said all right.
Yes. So we're at the end, quickly approaching the end, and this is where I give out the assignments. I always give assignments. That's the teacher in me. But it's very simple. And so and this is the holiday season. Continue to do your mindful breathing and self check-in. Constantly self check. Okay. And definitely jot down your thoughts somewhere and contemplate this topic. What gives my life meaning, or what gives meaning to my life? Always contemplate that. Okay. For me, it's a sense of joy and gratitude, and seeing the response from people and being able to do this podcast. For announcements, please protect your sanity. Again, reach out to certified professionals. They are our professional mirrors. I've done it in the past, had to do it only once, but it was extremely helpful. Protect your sanity. Reach out to certified professionals. They are our professional mirrors. If you look at it that way, you'll feel, I think you'll feel more open to being validated. Our feelings and what we're going through needs to be validated. And then we could seek some direction. And then the floor is open for you, the parent, teenager over 17, clergy, social worker, mental health professional, and any other frontline staff. You are invited to be our guest on Love Supreme Breathe. Email your interest to qplinked@yahoo.com. That's qplinked, LINKD, no E, qplinked@yahoo.com. Please refrain from solicitation. I get too many emails. Okay. This is for you. If you want to come on as a guest, have spaces. Thank God I'm booked through December, but we have some spots in 2021. Okay. Thank you, Kashim, for taking the time to be with us at Love Supreme Breathe. I appreciate you taking this time out. And to all of you, the Bindies, the Blue Pearls, the Rough Riders who are listening, thank you for taking the time to open your royal blue eye by immersing yourself in the courage to expand your own joy. Please hit the subscribe button on your channel to get first dibs on upcoming exciting and meaningful merch. We will be back December 3rd, because next Thursday is Thanksgiving. Please remember, the reason for this season is to intensify praise of the Lord within, the master of all clinicians, physicians, and provisions. May the vibration of all our noble intentions attract blessings and the protection of God's grace over our lives. Amen. Pay attention. Be well. Love fearlessly. Love fearlessly. Thrive. Okay, this is the point where we're supposed to have music. I don't know what happens. Let's see if we can get this going again. Let's see. Okay, so we'll just close out. Have an incredible holiday. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you.